Darkness. The wind howls across endless plains. A fire sputters, barely holding back the night. Beyond the glow, glowing eyes watch. A family of early humans huddles together, their breath clouding in the frozen air. Hunger gnaws at their stomachs. The mammoth herds have moved on, and the forest offers only meager roots and bitter berries. Each decision now is a matter of life or death. Do they risk the hunt, facing beasts with tusks like spears, or endure another night starving? This was not just survival, it was the constant gamble of existence. A single mistake meant extinction. Yet through fire, tools, and the bonds of tribe, our ancestors endured. And from that endurance came us, the heirs of their struggle. This is the story of humanity before history. Chapter 1. A harsh world. The prehistoric world was not a place of comfort. It was a battlefield between man and nature. Winters bit with unrelenting frost. Summers baked the land into cracked earth. Storms ripped across plains, drowning rivers and scattering prey. For early humans, there was no safety net, no storehouses, no shelter beyond what they could build with bare hands and sharpened stones. Hunger was a shadow that stalked every step. Disease, injury, or a single bad season could wipe out an entire group. Every day was a test. Only those who adapted survived. Chapter 2. Hunters and the hunted. To eat, they had to hunt. But the prey they pursued was far more dangerous than any beast today. Imagine facing a towering woolly mammoth with nothing more than a sharpened spear, or standing against a saber-toothed cat whose jaws could crush bone. The hunt was both bravery and strategy. Small groups worked together to drive animals into traps or over cliffs. Success meant life. Failure meant hunger, or worse, death beneath trampling hooves. And humans were not always the hunters, they were also the hunted. Lions, hyenas, and giant bears stalked the night. The line between predator and prey was razor thin. Chapter 3. The gift of fire. Then came fire. At first, stolen from lightning strikes and volcanic bursts, later tamed with spark and friction. Fire became the shield against the dark. With fire came warmth in winter's grip. With fire came cooked meat, unlocking more nutrition from food. With fire came safety, a burning wall that drove predators back. And with fire came storytelling. The flickering flames became the first stage for myths, warnings, and dreams. Fire was more than survival. It was the beginning of culture. Chapter 4. Tribe and unity. Alone, a human stood little chance. Together they became formidable. Tribes were survival machines, bands of hunters, gatherers, children, and elders moving as one. Each member had a role: hunters to feed, gatherers to sustain, elders to remember, children to learn. And above all, unity gave protection. When beasts attacked, they stood shoulder to shoulder. When famine struck, they shared what little they had. The bonds of tribe were the seeds of humanity's future societies. Cooperation was not just an advantage, it was the only path to survival. Chapter 5. Tools, strategy, and the fight against extinction. Stone became blade, wood became spear. With tools came power. Humans carved the world to their will, shaping weapons, scraping hides, piercing bone. Each innovation tilted the balance away from extinction and toward endurance. But survival was never guaranteed. Ice ages rolled in, covering vast lands in frozen silence. Volcanoes erupted, blotting out the sun. Entire species vanished forever. Yet humanity clung to existence through adaptability. They migrated, innovated, and endured. Every invention, every strategy was a step away from oblivion and a step toward the future. Final reflection. Our ancestors lived with death as their closest companion. They battled hunger, beasts, and the raw fury of nature itself. Yet, against impossible odds, they survived, and from that crucible of fire and struggle came us. Every tool in our hands, every spark of innovation, every bond we share is a legacy of their fight. The prehistoric world tried to erase them. Instead, it forged them. And in their survival, humanity was born,